Welcome back. Hello again, everybody. Welcome on back to... Oh, it's been about a week or so since I posted a video, but it's okay. It's okay. It's all good in the hood. We're making it happen. And yeah, it's time once again. I know I made a video. Well, nobody saw the video, but I ended up deleting it. Thought I was gonna finish my college basketball weekly review series, but it turns out the show is still on. The show is still on. It is still kicking. It is still doing wonders. And gotta say, you know, it was a pretty emotional week for Jim Boeheim. A tragic accident happened. I won't really go into detail about it. It's a really crazy situation, and the way ESPN handled it was not okay at all. It was absolutely disgusting. You just don't want to see that. The way that they worded out for College Game Day and whatnot, the way that they just kind of, you know, made the situation just kind of bad. It looked bad on their part, and I was not a fan of them doing what they did like that. But anyway, let's talk about Zion again, because I know we're all going to be, you know, it's going to be this way for the next few weeks now. There's only 2 weeks left in the college basketball regular season until March Madness, and it's going to be a crazy ride. You know, it's going to be a real good, fun ride, and it's just going to be fun. It's just going to be fun. We're all going to have some fun. The bubble watch is getting a little bit crowded. You know, the Big 12. Could it finally happen? Could we finally see Kansas lose the Big 12? I'm starting to think yes. They're just not in the lead for the conference title anymore. They did beat Kansas State this past week. You know, actually it was on Monday, I think, that they beat Kansas State. And, you know, Kansas just got absolutely destroyed by Texas Tech. It wasn't even funny. It was disgusting. It was a terrible display, and you never want to see that at all. If you're a Kansas fan, it was just, ugh. North Carolina ended up putting the beat down on Florida State, but it was alright, though, because Florida State and North Carolina are going to be in the tournament anyway. I mean, it really doesn't matter. Let's see. Phone call on my screen. Sorry about the big finger in the way. Both of those teams are in the tournament anyway, so you know, it's all good in the hood. So yeah, the ACC race is winding down. The regular season champion could possibly be Duke, could be Virginia, who's just whose only losses are to Duke twice. You know, that's really all Virginia has in terms of losses, is Duke twice, and that's it. Gonzaga, they haven't done anything since December, so there's no point in me talking about them. They'll be a #1 seed for sure. Nevada, I mean, yeah, they lost again during in between the time that we last made one of these, but they're still alive and kicking. Utah State could be a interesting team. They could get into the tournament. So I haven't seen much from Utah State. Nobody's talking about Houston right now, and I wonder why. They've only lost to Temple. You know, Kelvin Sampson's team is just looking too damn good right now, and I mean, could Houston possibly, you know, have maybe, you know, a big tournament run or something? You never know. I mean, right now, I mean, yeah, they only have one loss, but I mean, they're probably going to be projected as like a 2 seed or something. When really, you know, they probably could be like a #1 seed. Maybe, but I highly doubt that. They're just, the American still isn't the best conference, still isn't one of the best conferences out there. But I'll tell you who is one of the worst, and that is the Pac-12. And the Pac-12 is just still dead. Aside from Bill Walton's antics every week with Dave Pasch on ESPN, there's really nothing to talk about with the Pac-12. It's just Washington. It's just been kind of beating up the conference, and Arizona State, they're just kind of there. But Arizona State had some good wins in their non-conference slate, so that's why they're kind of safe. But then again, they're not safe at the same time because it's the Pac-12, and the Pac-12 is garbage. But yeah, the American, it's moving back on to the American. That could be 4 teams: UCF, Temple. UCF was projected to be like the conference champion, but it's not happening. It's probably not going to happen. It isn't going to happen. Why did I say that? I mean, it's probably not going to happen. They will probably get in, like 11, 12 seed. Same with Temple. Cincinnati is pretty good, but Houston, man, somebody has to pay attention to them. There's like literally nothing out there on Houston right now, other than the fact that they lost to Temple. That's pretty much it. Houston just keeps winning, and that's all they need to do. Is just keep winning. Now on to the smaller conferences. It's surprising to see, teams like Lipscomb and Wofford and all those cats from the smaller conferences, like the Southern Conference, getting love. UNC Greensboro and all those cats, Furman. It's just crazy to see a smaller conference actually, thanks to the net, the new thing that replaced the RPI this year. It's giving SoCon some credit, and it's giving these teams that really wouldn't qualify for the tournament had the RPI still been in place. Oh yeah, you better believe that there could be 2 teams from like a lower level conference that doesn't really get a lot of teams into the tournament. It could happen this year, and that's nice to see. That we always have this argument every single season. Well, why didn't this mid-major get in? Oh well, they lost their conference tournament. It's not that good. It doesn't really matter when you beat good teams. You just keep beating good teams. So kudos to Wofford, to Lipscomb, to Buffalo too. They're really good. Yeah, that's really all I've got. One more thing. Conference USA. Not liking this pod system. I'm not liking it at all. It is absolutely disgusting. I fully believe that there should be a 20-game schedule in place for most conferences, if not all of them, that can have, a 20-game structure for, conference games and whatnot. Like the Ivy League or something like that, or the Summit League or the Big 12 or for the Big East. Some of those conferences can't really do that because they don't have enough teams to get to 20 conference games. So, like 18 conference games is just normal for the Big 12. It's just normal. But most other conferences, let's move the dial forward to 20. Kind of like what the Sun Belt is doing, but better than what the CUSA is doing. Sun Belt's thing is that so after they play 16 games, 16 conference games, you know how it is. They divide it up into divisions because there's only 12 teams. And, they play, teams in their division twice, and the teams in the opposite division once. And they just group the teams into 4 pods for the final 4 games of the season, and boom, that's just how the cookie crumbles. And that is a better thing than what Conference USA has. It's wholly better. It makes it more fun, and it just makes these kinds of difficulties with non-conference games, a lot less difficult because you don't want to be scheduling Division II teams or Division III or whatever in the non-conference, and that just makes it a whole lot more interesting. I'd rather see Conference USA to go to a 20-game structure for conference games. It makes much more sense, and it's just better overall to see these kinds of things happen. And there's nothing else I could really say about Conference USA that hasn't been said. This plan is already a failure because there's only going to be one team from Conference USA, and I believe I talked about it over the last few weeks. There's probably only going to be one team, and it could be Old Dominion that gets in from Conference USA unless something stupid happens in the conference tournament. But other than that, really, and Villanova are not doing well, but that's been kind of the thing all season. Hopefully Villanova shows up in the tournament, because they'll probably be like a 6 seed or something like that. But other than that little bit right there, that's gonna do it for this week. I don't know. I really don't know. We're in the home stretch, and there's a lot to unpack. So with that being said, big boy out. I'll see you guys next week with more of that college basketball sweetness. Peace.